Hi guys, welcome back to the Winter Sun Cowl. Thank you so much for tuning into the Hook, Line and Stitches channel. I know it's been a little bit longer between part releases than expected, and I really appreciate your patience. All hell just kind of broke loose in my life. That happens sometimes, but we're back and we're ready for part 2. Now, a few of you messaged me about things still being a little bit wavy. We crammed a whole lot of stitches over very few rows, and then we put these beautiful double treble front post stitches in, which you want to be careful not to work too tightly. You can see there's still quite a bit of play in mine. It is flattening out from what it was, and I did let those that contacted me know you could always block it a little if you were concerned. As we work our way out into this blanket, it is going to straighten out. So let's get started. So I've just popped my yarn on my hook. We're going to be working in that third loop of those half double crochets from row 10. So into that back loop. Now at this point, it doesn't matter where we join in. So I'm just going to join in with a slip stitch to attach my yarn because I've changed colours. And then we're simply working a single crochet into that third loop of the half double crochet from round 10 all the way around. So I hope you can see that. Normally we'd go through the top, getting both loops, or the front or the back loop. Rather than doing that, we're going behind and getting that third loop in the middle of the stitch and working our single crochet there. Gives us that lovely ridge. So I'm going to let you guys finish out that row. I'm going to meet you back here for row 12. Just join with a simple slip stitch and I will see you soon. There'll be 112 stitches in this round. Okay, working in those in that third loop gives that lovely textured chain on the front of our work, and we are ready for round 12. So you can see I've worked the first repeat there. I'm going to show you how to do it now. So when you're finishing off, you've finished off round 11, you're going to want to either join your yarn or slip stitch over to the stitch above the stitch in the middle of the front post double trebles from round 8. So they're sitting there. We've got that single stitch in the middle where we're pulling them together. So you can see these ones kind of are in a straight line and these ones kind of go in together. So we're slip stitching to the stitch above that one in the middle. Then we're working a front post double treble around the front post double treble from round 8, that is to the right of that stitch. Oops. Remembering we don't want to get them too tight, you want a little bit of play in them so they sit nicely and don't pull your work out of shape. So we've done the first one, and now we're going to do a second one straight away around the front post double treble from round 8, that is to the left. So we're bringing those front post double trebles out into a point. We're going to skip one stitch behind and single crochet into the next 5 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see each round your work's flattening out more. It's not going to be completely flat yet. Maybe if you blocked it between sections. But we are working some more front post stitches, so don't be too upset if it isn't So 5 single crochet takes us to the stitch above that, the stitch above the straight front post double treble from round 8. We're going to work a front post double treble around that one. We're going to skip the stitch behind it and then we're going to work a 5 double crochet bobble stitch into the next. So I yarn over, insert my hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over again, insert my hook and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 2 partial double crochets done. Yarn over, insert and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 for a third, again for a fourth, and again for a fifth. So we've got 2, 4, 6 loops on our hook. To finish off the bobble, we're going to yarn over, pull through all 6 and do a chain 1 to seal it off. And you can see that pops out with quite a lot of texture. From there, we're going to work a front post double treble around the front post double treble from round 8. Skipping the stitch behind, oops, and working a single crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. And that takes us back to the start of our stitch repeat. You can see my bobbles pop to the back and just pop it back to the front. As we work it, we will secure it so it stays at the front. But you can see we're making some points and we've got those nice big defined bobbles between the straighter sections. Now, you're wanting to follow along with the video, excuse me, for that stitch sequence, you're going to want to go back about 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Otherwise, continue that repeat all the way back to the beginning, joining with a slip stitch into our first front post double treble, and I will meet you back here for round 13. Okay, gorgeous people, we did a heap of front post double trebles, so we're still pretty curly, but you can see that gorgeous pattern and texture coming out. So I'm starting from the slip stitch where we finished, which is in the top of a front post double treble. I'm going to do a chain of 1, and then I'm going to do a half double crochet 2 together in the same stitch in the next stitch. So those 2 front post double trebles, we're going to work together. So I yarn over, insert my hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert my hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all the loops on my hook. I'm going to half double crochet into the next 6 stitches, so into those single crochet from the previous row. 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6th one is into the front post double treble from the previous row. Now, because we were working in shorter stitches and then did our bobble stitch, we've got a bit of a bump there. So to even that out, we're going to go into the top of that bobble stitch with a single crochet. So we're getting our stitch height the same again. And then I'm going to half double crochet into the next 6 stitches, which will take us back to the start of this stitch repetition. 5, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Now we're back to those 2 front post double trebles. So we're going to half double crochet 2 together. Yarn over into the first, pull up a loop, yarn over into the second, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all the loops on our hook, and then we half double crochet into the next 6 stitches. So we've got a couple of more basic rounds to start flattening everything out. Those bobbles and front post double trebles are making us a bit curly again. I'll let you guys finish that repetition, remembering after your 6th half double crochet you're into a single crochet in the top of that bobble stitch to even out our stitch height. Here we go, there we are. And then half double crochets out the other side. Now those nice tight stitches are also going to help keep our bubbles sitting on the front where we want them. We're finishing off with a slip stitch to join, and I'll meet you back here for round 14. Okay guys, back and ready for round 14. I love texture in my patterns anyway, but those bubbles just pop, baby. They're like big bubbles. Okay, I have joined in my new colour pretty much where I slip stitched to finish. You may need to slip stitch across one depending how you joined, but we're in the top of the half double crochet 2 together. Done a chain 1, and I'm simply going to put a half double crochet into each and every stitch all the way around. Now finishing off this round, we are going to be joining to finish with a reverse slip stitch. So I'll meet you back here to refresh you on that one, but working half double crochet in each stitch all the way around. See you in a moment. We're back for row 15. You'll notice I've already sort of made a start. I made an error when I videoed the first section and completely misspoke, so we're just redoing that. Joining in, you're going to be in the stitch above one of your half double crochets from round 13. If you're joining in fresh, you could also go in the stitch above your bubble from round 13. Either way, you're going to do a chain of 1, and then you're going to work a bubble stitch. Now you're wanting all your bubbles to line up. 2, 3, 4, 5. So either above the half double crochet from round 13 or above the bubble from round 13, you're going to work another 5 double crochet bubble. Then you're going to half double crochet into the next 6 stitches. Now depending if you started above a half double crochet 2 together or a bubble, you're going to be at the next variety of either or after your 6 stitches, and you're going to work another 5 double crochet bubble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull through all. Remembering that chain 1 to finish the stitch. Remembering until we work the next row, those bubbles can pop in and out. They still can once we've done the next row, but you've really got to push them. They're much more likely to sit where they're supposed to at the front of our work. From there, another 6 half double crochet. So all the way around, we're just repeating that 6 half double crochet bobble pattern, finishing off with a slip stitch into the top of the first bobble that we've made. So nice and simple, and you'll notice each round we go out, we're really flattening out now and sitting beautifully as promised. If you still have a bit of a bump, I still have a little bit. I promise it's disappearing. Every round you notice it shrink. It will be gone before we know it. I'll let you finish the six half double crochet bubble alternating repeat back to the beginning, and I'll meet you back here for round 16. All right. Nearly all flat, a couple of bumps left. So I've joined a new colour in just to the same point where I finished off, so in the top of a bubble stitch. I've done a chain of 1, out of the way tail, and I'm just going to pop a single crochet into the same stitch, and then into each stitch all the way around. So round 16, a nice easy round of single crochet, finishing off with a slip stitch to join, and I will meet you back here for round 17. See you soon. 17. So if you're changing colour, you're going to join into the slip stitch, otherwise you're good to go. Going to chain 1 and then work a half double crochet into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to work a bobble. So 5 double crochet bobble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull through all, chain to join, and pop it out. We're going to half double crochet into the next 8 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and bobble. Oh, that's not how we bobble. So our repeat for this round is 8 half double crochet, bobble. That easy. 3, 4, 5. So this round, this section of the cowl, quite simple stitches that are helping to flatten out all those stitches we had crammed into part 1 and add some beautiful texture to the center of what's shaping up to be a gorgeous blanket. I'll let you guys finish working that repeat. 8 half double crochet bobble. Obviously we started with 4 half double crochet, so at the end when we're getting ready to join, we're going to have a bobble, then 4 half double crochet to finish off. But basically our bobbles in this round are sitting between the bobbles from the previous round. Okay, I'll let you guys finish out that one. Now, bobble was our stitch for this week. Don't forget there will be a notification up for everyone to participate in, to get a chance to contribute a stitch selection to round 3. Get hooking those bobble half double crochet combinations, and I'll see you back here for round 18. Okay, finish that row of bobbles. As you can see, they kind of move position, so they're sort of random around, sometimes lining up, sometimes in the middle. Now, joining my new colour into my slip stitch where I finished, doing a chain 1, and then in this row, super simple, we're just working a half double crochet in each and every stitch around. So that includes the bobble stitch. It's not adding too much height because we've got it next to half double crochet. So just a half double crochet into each and every stitch around. That'll just help to lock that stitch in once again. When we're finishing off this row, you should have 126 stitches, and you're going to be finishing with a reverse join rather than a slip stitch. And that's round 18. We've got one round left for part 2, so I'll see you back here shortly for round 19, our final round for this week. Okay, round 19. So I've joined a different colour in to the same stitch I finished in, done a chain 1. Now I haven't joined into the top of the stitch, I've joined into the 3rd loop of that half double crochet. So rather than going through top like we normally would, going into the back, into the 3rd loop. I'm going to work a single crochet into the 3rd loop of each and every stitch. The 3rd loop. When we work into the 3rd loop like this, you will have noticed on the other rounds, the top 2 loops that we'd normally work in sit on the front of our work and make a nice little 3D chain. It's just another way to add some additional texture to our blanket. So I'm just going to continue working those single crochet and getting that gorgeous chain effect. And that'll finish off our bobbles. Alright guys, I hope you've really enjoyed part 2 of the Winter Sun Cowl. I cannot wait to see all of your gorgeous work this week and all of your colour schemes. Hope you all have a fantastic day, and until next week, happy hooking.